Destination, Sanbon and Buffetu. Welcome back to Football Trends with me, OQB. Now, yeah, currently, I can say there's not a lot that is happening behind closed doors instead of talking about the trainings and stuff like that. Now, we did hear people saying on the 19th of June, Kaizer Chiefs will be leaving, but then unfortunately, it doesn't look like that is the case. And I did speak with you about the new coach, which is Coach Fernando Cruz. Ugutum Chita will be coming, at a later stage. And despite that, we do have some people, some fans actually, from the club who are saying, you know what? We see everything else. We see Umamud is the assistant coach to Coach Fernando Cruz. We see the strength and conditioning coach, and also siyabona nje le ndaba lezo-ke lena le. But we do feel like we need a South African coach, not just any South African coach, but someone who knows and understands, Kaizer Chiefs. Well, I can say from my side, what Kaizer Chiefs have decided to do in terms of Dylan Shepard, it is something that we can say definitely he is someone who can help the team. You understand? He knows the football club a lot better than we would hope to, agree. But other than that, there's someone to be exact, Tim Nkosi Biela, is a former striker. He says, this is what he's saying. Let me just go straight to it. At Chiefs, you need someone who knows the culture of the team, someone who has experienced the pressure that comes with being the club's player. Doing it alone without knowing the culture of the team, it's going to be difficult. They need to get him somebody who is familiar with South African football and knows the culture of the team. Only then we can go far. Don't worry about the belief that says local coaches are backstabbers. You just need to trust your technical staff as a coach. Mamelodi Sundowns, they've got Steve Kompela. Orlando Pirates, they've got Mandla Ngikazi. Even though they have foreigners as head coaches, the new head coach needs to understand South African players are unique. So you need an assistant the players will relate to, and that assistant coach should be none other than the current Amazulu head coach, Arthur Zwane. Chiefs should just pay Zwane whatever needs to be paid to get him and bring him to Naturena. But honestly speaking, guys, that is not going to be possible. That is not going to be possible. One thing we know about our club is that kunzima nje to take out people. I'm not saying they don't do it. They do it, but it's not something that they do very easily. So yeah, in terms of South African coach, Jehova Shilo made an example with Abongikazi, Steve Kompela, because one thing that those two clubs have maintained, and which currently even on the Pirates, it looks like they're following the trend of Mamelodi Sundowns. You remember during that time, Sundowns used to sign every player, every top quality player that you feel like, okay, this player deserves to have some game time. They're doing that. Hence, we see they are signing a lot of players. The players that Kaizer Chiefs were also interested in signing, and they've managed to take each and every player. And it shows you that they're trying to compete. And with them being the league winners last season, probably even this coming season, it is possible they want to do the same thing over and over again. But we do have to put into consideration what they are competing with one of the best when it comes to financial stability. It is a team that is incredibly wealthy. Mamelodi Sundowns, they have all the money in the world so far when it comes to making player signings, player acquisitions, their scouting, and everything else in between. But with us, it's going to be a bit difficult because at the end of the day, Tina, but at the end of the day, it's going to take us a lot more time to be able to get there. Now, I do understand the club is trying to develop their own players, hence they've introduced certain people and other people. But also remember, Kaizer Chiefs is a club it's a big club without a striker coach. I love what Orlando Pirates did. Last they decided to sign a striker coach or striker coaches who came in and improved a lot when it comes to their players, and we saw that because Bachita, they were scoring goals left, right, and center. And I do believe last season they finished with having scored more goals than any other PSL team in the league. So definitely it shows you whatever they're doing, it is currently working. Not saying it's going to work for us, but they're trying to take steps and necessary things to be able to manage to win the league and also try to be consistent in terms of that. So them signing those players, it shows. It's not like Orlando Pirates have a bad squad. Yes, they did need few additions here and there, but with what they're doing, it looks like it's an overhaul of the squad. Because why are you signing more than 10 players while you are a team that has just managed to win the league? You understand? So as we haven't won the league, I don't know in how many years, but we are not making any acquisitions to players, and we are not looking at the top tier players. It's possible Kaizer Chiefs is going to sign players who are coming from the development side, players who are not playing in South Africa, but probably South African players. And I don't know how they're going to do it, because one thing I do remember is that the head scout, which so far I've been looking at him, I've been following him on Twitter, and I'm not happy with the certain things as Kulumai, or how he speaks when it comes to addressing people. You can address people in a nice manner, in a very, very nice way, unless obviously it needs you to be there. Because one person I've been looking up to is Mike McCubbs. Mike McCubbs, despite the criticism that he gets, he doesn't lose his temper just like that. He actually tries to reason with the people, understand? Even though some people are just so stubborn, they can't change my opinions about how they see things. Same as me here on this football channel, we do get to see some of those people, and I look at the comments, I try to respond, but at the end of the day, I'm like, yeah, you know what, as much as I can try to respond, give out my own opinions, it's not like something is going to change. If that's what you believe, that is good, we don't mind. Just don't make it to song we have to believe what you believe. You understand? That is one thing I do not tolerate. But so far, I'm hearing, the suggestion of Ulona saying that we need to bring in Coach Adazwane. While so far, I can say Kaizer Chiefs have opted to bring in Dylan Dylan Shepherd. It shows you why, because I remember when they said we are bringing in a new technical team, but they did not let go of Dylan Shepherd. They were like, he's not going anywhere. Bamtata Bambusela DDC, and that's where he's been working for the past 2 seasons, and now it looks like he might be coming back. And chances are, if ever the head coach doesn't do very well, because that is also a possibility, they will try to at least take him Bamfag. But I do understand the person was saying we need to bring Coach Adazwane. Uzwane is another head coach whom I believe he would have taken us far. I feel like the fans were just too impatient with him, but I do understand the frustrations and everything else. When you are not doing well, everything, it becomes so frustrating to the point that you're like, yeah, you can buy it. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm not going to be able to change your opinion. I can at least try. But if you can't see it how I see it, it is fine. If also I cannot see it how you see it, it is also totally fine. But so far, tell me, what do you think, guys, about the suggestion that was made of Coach Adazwane coming back to the club to assist Fernando de Cruz as someone who is a South African? For me, I wanted it to be at least Coach Mangoba, because I knew if the guy was going to leave, at least Mangoba can come in. Or we wanted Coach Bito for the longest time, and unfortunately, it did not happen that way. And Coach Bito currently is doing my YouTube podcast, which is, it's not something we're expecting, but it is happening. So at the end of the day, it all depends on what the club thinks is accurate and what they want to approve for the club that they're running. For us, we just want what is best for the club. Unfortunately, not all of us we're going to be agreed with